But boom, I'm about to blow up. Nice. Yo, didn't Moore say that? Yo, what's the deal? Yo, what is good? What is good? Hello to all my subscribers. Hello to anybody watching. Like, subscribe, give me a couple spins, send that joint, share it, you know what I mean? Do what you gotta do. Let's make this thing, you know what I'm saying? Let's make this thing big, South Jersey. Like I said, this is the second joint. I still ain't come up with a name for it yet. But you know me, I'm your host, whatever you want to call me, Greg, Mega, Punch. I got a million aliases. I got a special guest with me, my homie over here. You know what I'm saying? He'll be joining me in just a minute. And let me see. We're gonna talk about some interesting topics. Like, my man, I brought him along because he definitely got some good takes. And he got some good opinions on stuff, and his views and his thoughts on things is, they're different, but they're interesting. You know what I'm saying? I agree with some stuff he be saying, some stuff I don't. But that's what makes discussions and hearing people's opinions. That's what makes things interesting. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let me see what we gonna talk about first. Yo, I don't know if y'all heard about the lady. It's on TMZ. The mayor lady. It was a mayor in Jersey who got caught with a DUI. She had a baby. She got out there in Lumberton, and she just got a DUI, and that joint is on TMZ. I seen that. Her name was, what's her name? Gina something. And I don't know where she the mayor of, but I seen that, and I was like, yo, that's kind of crazy. And had the baby. She was crying and all that. But yeah, I think they got her out there. The boys in Lumberton got her. So yeah, that was a little wild, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit. The mayor like shit. She like shit. If Greg can get arrested, I can get arrested. Non-stop. Nah, but yeah, man, that's some crazy shit, man. You said you ain't heard about that joint, right?
Nah, I ain't heard about that.
Yeah, the mayor. I don't know what town she the mayor of or what, but yeah, that was a little wild. And like I said, on TMZ, that shit wild, yo. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I got my man Diggy Diggs right here, you know what I'm saying?
How y'all doing?
Word, you know what I mean? And we're gonna just talk. Word. Let me see, what should we talk about for? Yo, alright, here go another joint. Did you hear about the now this is some dumbass shit. Did you hear about the dude? I seen this joint pop up a couple times on my IG. So there was a guy, he was a repo dude. You heard the repo dude, he rolled over the dude's head?
Nah, I ain't heard about that.
Yo, so I don't know if y'all heard about this joint. The nigga trying to, like, listen, you can't be this fucking stupid, but apparently this nigga was. Now, a repo nigga came to repo a nigga car, right?
Okay.
So he's getting ready to repo, he got the tow truck, he backed the shit up, to the nigga car. The nigga runs to his car and runs and gets in the driver's seat. The repo man is watching the nigga, right? This nigga, you know how you getting ready to tow the shit, so you gotta get down and get under the car to put the chains on and shit? This nigga gets down, puts the fucking chains, and like the nigga's in the car, so the nigga rolled over the nigga head. The nigga starts screaming and shit. The nigga like, you ran off my head. The nigga screaming. I'm like, yo, dog. The nigga got in the fucking car. Like, why would you, nobody wants their car taken.
Right.
Like, if you a repo nigga, and you see, and say you coming to get my shit, and you see me get in the car, you're not gonna get down on the floor. Let me get down on the floor. Nigga, why you getting down on the floor? The nigga trying to get away. It's like trying to get away from the police. You trying to, yeah, the nigga ran over the nigga head. He was still alive, but that nigga was wilding. That nigga was, it was like the nigga got shot. The nigga was like, you going to jail. He's like, you ran over my head.
You said this was where?
Oh, now that I don't know. I don't know where this happened at.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't looking. I just saw it. I just saw the video. I didn't even do a whole lot of research on it. I just thought, like, it's something that's viral. I thought maybe you knew about it, or they probably know about that joint. But I just saw it. I ain't really do too much. I ain't really do too much research on it. I just saw it and I was just like,
Yeah, for like the past month or so, I ain't really been like really in tune with a lot of things. I be working and all that, so I don't be on the YouTube and all that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like people be like, "Yo, you heard this?" I was like, "Nah." Like I heard a lot of shit, like shit in
You don't be on social media like that?
Nah, not like that. I might go on there and browse a little bit, stroll, but I don't.
See, that's how I keep it. That's how I keep. You know what I mean? And then also too, like how I was telling Jers. Shout out to Jers and his
Shout out to
podcast.
Jers.
Yeah, I gotta show you his podcast. But he like that's how I stay tapped in with just anything like people die and shit like rest in peace Irv Gotti like you know what I mean.
Right.
Who else just died? You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, like I don't know. That's just social media just gives you all the info. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I dig it when you busy. You be busy and all that. But yeah, man. That was some wild shit though. That was some wild shit.
It's been a lot of crazy shit going on apparently.
Yeah.
I just heard about two situations in Sicklerville.
What?
It was like a car crash like last week or something.
That ain't nothing. Car crash would be heavy. It's always an accident. I mean, did somebody die?
Yeah, several
Okay.
people in the same accident.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where, like cyclical way.
I don't know. I just heard about it. Social media. I was scrolling through Facebook, and I just seen all these rest in peace or whatever like that, and then I found out like what was going on. And I was just like, dang.
Oh, that's wild. That's wild. My shorty, she live out in Cyclical. I gotta maybe I'll tap in with her. She might know something about it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy though. Let's see what else we're gonna talk about. And I had some. It's funny too, because people were telling me to write down notes. My dumb ass, right? I put them in the phone. Like the things I want to talk about, but I know I just got to think about it for a second, but I got to write them down on a piece of paper. But my dumb ass put them on the phone, but I'm recording. But now I did want to ask you about this. I mean, I don't know if you. I'm just saying. I know that you kind of was a fan of him. I don't know if you're still a big fan.
Okay.
Why do Kanye West hate Jewish people so much, yo? Like, you see the nigga wearing the swastika shirt, nigga selling the swastikas, talking about praise Hitler. He talking about, Ku Klux Klan and all. Like, he just, like, what's up with this nigga? Like, why is the nigga, what's up with that nigga, man?
So, first of all, you gotta understand Kanye is only controversial because people don't understand him. They don't understand a lot of the shit that he's talking about. So it comes off like I guess he crazy or he weird. Only because of his delivery. His delivery, not only do you not understand him, it's his delivery that's making people be thrown off about him. But if you in tune and you know what he talking about, he not crazy at all, in my opinion. You just gotta know. You gotta be in tune with what's going on to really know what he's talking about.
So let me just ask you this. I just wanna. So just Kanye West. We don't understand him. Let me. And I'm not being facetious when I say this either. So like is that? Do you feel like that's the way it is with everybody? Like say if a lot of people like, all right, Hitler's not a very popular. I mean, he's popular. Like everybody knows him, but he's not popular. Like he has people that love him. Like Adolf Hitler. You know what I'm saying? Is he misunderstood too? Like
Hitler is definitely misunderstood. Hitler is definitely misunderstood. And again, and like I told you earlier, before we even started rolling, I told you I could give you my opinion on things, but that don't necessarily mean I agree or disagree with the subject. I can only give you my opinion about it. Because really, like, I really don't care either way, but I can still give you my thoughts.
Yeah, that's...
Now, one thing about Hitler, if you study it and people don't... First of all, people are lazy and they don't study at all. They just go with the forefront of things and then take it like that's what it is. Hitler is depicted in a bad light. oh, he killed all these Jews, but do you know why he killed all those Jews? That's the thing.
I remember you was telling me a little something before. You said that you said they was infected or something like that.
So the Jews that was coming in from Poland to Germany, they was excavating, leaving out of Poland because everybody was sick with whatever virus that was back in the day. I don't know what the virus was. You could look it up. But they was infected with something, and they was fleeing out the country into Germany. And Hitler, he built that camp, which is depicted as a concentration camp.
Concentration camp. Yeah.
What is it? What's it called? Alcatraz or something like that.
No, that's the jail. You talking about the Holocaust?
No, the name of the that's besides the point. Anyway, they was
Alcatraz. Alcatraz was in California.
They was coming into the camp because he made that for them to give them security. That shit had a movie theater. It had all types of if you go there, it's like this joint don't look like it's a bad spot to be. It's like a vacation joint the way it was set up. So what ended up happening was he tried to house them and give them comfort because they was leaving their spot. Then the Germans came to find out that the Germans started getting sick. They didn't know what was going on. Then it came to find out, oh, we getting sick from the Jews. So they tried to cure them. They couldn't find no cure for it. But a lot of people started dying and all that. So it became on some in my opinion, it was like Walking Dead. It was like Walking Dead. These people got a virus that's going to kill me. So now it's either let them kill us or do we kill them. I ain't saying it's right. I ain't saying it's cool, but that's what happened.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, if it was some stuff like that, of course, if it's somebody's infected and it's like, all right, we kill them before they kill us. I mean, that seems like it makes sense, especially if they're not healthy or if they're not in their right mind. But my thing is, I mean, if you're gonna kill people, why do it in a torturous way? Why don't you just execute them fast? Why would you put them in, whatever it was, like the concentration? All right, so he killed people by starving them to death. He killed people by putting them in a gas chamber. Why wouldn't you just put them in front of a firing squad and just?
So the gas chamber wasn't like a device to try to kill them. That was one of the tools that they were trying to use to cure them. Whatever the gas was, they was throwing them in there to see if, because now they're breathing that whatever it was that they was breathing in was supposed to cure them, but they're already sick from this virus. That's what killed them. And then all we know is, oh, look what he did to them. He gassed them, or he was burning them. Nah. When they died, then they got burned. Or they got thrown in there, because like I say, it was either we gonna die or we gotta do something about that, because now it's all these Jews on our land. What are we gonna do?
Okay. See,
like I say, either way, it still looked bad, but it was like fight or flight, in my opinion. When I read the books and all of that, and the way that I was gathering it, I'm like, all right. I tried to put myself in that position. Like, what would I have done? I don't want to kill nobody, but these people are infected. I'm not. What am I going to do? I'm gonna leave my land now?
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know which. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know a whole lot. You know what I mean? I just what I think I know, and I didn't do a whole lot of research or reading on stuff. So you could be. I don't know. But I'm gonna say this though. Until I do my research, I mean, I'm kind of still with the.
Yeah, do your own research.
Yeah. But so far, and maybe I don't know if this is the right way to be, but I'm still with the narrative, with the, not with your narrative. I'm saying I feel like Adolf Hitler is not good because I'm just going off the narrative that everybody else is going off of. I'm just saying But I have read some things, but the crazy
thing is, though, that narrative, you don't even know if that's the real narrative.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm just going off that for right now. No, you're right. I don't know until you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I'm going off that for right now because, that's just like pretty much anything, right? All right, so, not saying I do, but most people...
You mentioned the swastika with Kanye.
Oh, yeah.
If you knew what the swastika was and what it represented, you probably wouldn't feel how you feel about it. A swastika is not a bad symbol. A swastika is a symbol from Native Americans. They used it, and it had its own meaning within their culture. The Germans.
You sure about that? Because I feel like
I'm positive about that.
Because I feel like Adolf Hitler was killing any and everybody.
Just because Adolf Hitler did things that you deem as bad doesn't mean that the symbol that he was using, swastika, is a bad symbol. The swastika has its own representation, like I said, that was used by the Native Americans. Hitler liked and appreciated what that sign represented, so that's why he wore it. But because you know that you feel like he's supposedly racist and killing people, now you associate that symbol with racism and killing. And that's not... You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I got a question.
Right.
I don't think he's selling anymore. But now that you know that, would you go on Kanye West's site and buy a swastika shirt and wear that shit outside?
Me? No, yeah. I'm not gonna
I know the fuck you not. And you know what? I hope my motherfucking my baby mother's mother, I hope I'm gonna send to this motherfucker too. Because she gonna inbox me one day talking about, cause I said something about Kanye West and she was sticking up for the nigga because I put up a thing on social media. Remember in Juice when the nigga what's his name? Rodamaz or something. He was after Bishop, and he was like, "Dumb nigga, man, dumb nigga." So I put Kanye West with the swastika, and I was like, and I put the joint. I was like, "Dumb nigga, man." And then she came in my inbox. You know, shout out to my baby mother's mother. You know what I'm saying? She's been like a second mother to me. She's been looking out, but she gonna go in my inbox talking about, "Oh yeah, sticking up for the nigga." I said, "Oh word." I said, "All right, then how about this? If you so with that, that's why I asked you about the swastika, because I said the same shit with her. I said, then you go out there, you go buy you a swastika shirt and wear that. And she from Philly. I said, go wear that shit around South Philly and then tell everybody what you telling me, or not even whatever, any part of Philly, and tell people what you telling me and see how they react to that shit. That's why, because you saying it's like a symbol of like you acting like it's a symbol of good or something like that. I was about to say, go get you a swastika shirt. Go wear that shit in Camden.
Here's the thing though. Just because I know what it really represents does not mean I'm going to go out and wear that in public, because I know that not everybody knows that. It's deemed such a bad joint that I'm going to get super backlash for that. And I'm not going to do that to myself.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just because I might know something, I also know everybody don't know it.
Yeah, they don't know it.
They're going to look at me like I'm weird. Yeah. And I'm not about to do that. I'm not going to walk into the fire. Hold on, let me see. Nah, she's saying she almost out of work.
Yeah, my bad. I saw the joint pop up up here or something like that. Yeah. And you're right, yeah. And Kanye West, that nigga got money for security and shit. That nigga got all the security and shit, so he could do what the fuck he want though.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I dig it though. Yeah, man.
Like I always used to tell you whenever we was on the phone having those talks and stuff, it's a lot that people don't know, and then they either engage in conversations or they get on a platform.
So wait, how you know?
How do I know?
Because I think what you telling me, if I go on Google and I try to type in Adolf Hitler, it's gonna say he killed 6 million Jews. It's gonna say, like what I saw, putting people in the gas chamber, starving them. That's what it's gonna say. So how the information that you got, how you know that?
Because
you ain't go online, because it's gonna say all bad stuff online.
No, so I was at work. This was maybe like.
And how do you know that's the truth?
How do I know?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the truth. It's just a different narrative.
Oh, it's just what you. It's just what makes sense to you.
It's like I'm open to a different narrative, as opposed to going with something that's bad. And then I can pick and choose and determine what's true or not out of that when I put the 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
So like I said, when you take a look at that camp, it did not look like anything bad was happening there at all. From how it was set up, everything that was going on, the staff, you got a cafeteria, it don't look like it's a jail, like none of that. So when I look at that, it's like, that don't sound like no crazy spot to be. And then when I heard that narrative, it made sense. And then I do the history on the Polish people. That did happen. But anyway, the way that I found out, I was at work, and somebody was like, "You like to read books, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And it was like, "Huh, here, read this." So when I looked at it, it was like the real Hitler. So I read it, and I'm like, "What, the real Hitler?" And I'm reading it, and then it didn't sound nothing like the Hitler that we
everybody talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to me, and I was like, "Damn, this kind of makes sense."
Damn. That's dope. I gotta try, maybe if I get some time, I gotta do some research. I wish I could get Kanye West on the show. So I'm just saying, I would like to hear cause he just seems like he hates Jewish people. Like, it's always just, it's just.
Why do you think he hates Jewish people?
That's what I was trying to ask you. I don't know. Like, he just.
But no, you say you feel like he hates Jewish people.
He does. Everybody knows.
Why do you feel like that? And now you're saying everybody knows. Everybody don't know. They assume it. People making assumptions.
He does. First of all, he made that rant. He did that joint a while ago where he was like, DEFCON something with Jewish people. He wears the swastika. Yes, he can't stand Jewish people.
But like I told you, the swastika has nothing to do with hate at all, right? And then
okay, that's what you think. Tell that to a Jewish person. That's not a popular symbol for Jewish people. A Jewish person is not going to wear no swastika. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, hold on. You think he don't like Jewish? I mean, you think he likes Jewish people? Because if you saying this and my people listening and anybody watching, they're gonna think you bugging. Everybody knows Kanye West is something about Jewish people he don't like. And what kind of bugs me out is I remember when he was trying to when Adidas dropped him, the nigga ran to Skechers trying to get a deal with them, and they Jewish.
So listen, I didn't say he likes them. I didn't say he dislikes them.
No, you asked me.
I asked you, why do you feel like he dislikes them?
All right.
So then you said people are gonna say I'm bugging, and I made no claims.
Okay. All right. So
Like I made no claims.
All right. So does he dislike Jewish people? Because the reason why is because you asked me like you don't know, like you ain't been tapped, like you see a lot of the wild shit he do. So answer me this: do he dislike Jewish people?
In my opinion,
do he dislike Jewish people?
Listen, again, I can't say he does, and I can't say he doesn't. I can only give my opinion, right? So in my opinion, I don't feel like he dislikes Jewish people, because he had said one time on something he was recorded on, how could I be anti-Semitic when I'm Semitic? That's true.
All right.
Then what I will say is,
do you think he's popular with the Jewish community then?
Maybe in his own right with certain Jewish people he's down with.
Fuck out of here, yo! Like, you wildin', yo!
So look, right? I feel like
this is why I brought him on the show. This is why I brought him on.
Listen, he don't hate Jewish people. He's trying to explain to us the Jewish people that's doing rotten shit. And then I guess because he's quote unquote outlandish when he's ranting about them, now everybody deems it as you just hate all Jewish people. And that DEFCON to whatever you said didn't mean how people took it. Just like when he said before slavery was a choice, that didn't mean how people took it.
No, now you know what? Now you're right about that. Because I was kind of thinking about it. Now, what I might say might sound a little controversial, and I was thinking about it. I feel like almost you have a choice with everything.
Exactly.
So, like, if you kill somebody, right? Some people might say, you have no choice. You're going to jail. You actually have a choice. You can either die or go to jail. Those, you know what I mean? It's always a choice with something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could kill somebody, and the police will find you, and you be like, I ain't going to jail. And then you fuck around, shoot it out with the police, and have them kill you. You ain't go to jail. But you're right. And I feel like, and I hope nobody gets mad at me, but slavery might have, I had to think about it. It kind of might have been a choice. You can be a slave, or you could do what one of my heroes, Minty, Harriet Tubman, she chose not to be a slave.
So the way that I understood what Kanye said when he said slavery was a choice, you gotta peep what he was trying to say. If it's 400 of us and it's only 3 slave masters, if we don't go and get them up the fuck up out of here, it's 400 of us.
Wait. What you mean three slave masters?
To a plantation, it wasn't a lot of white people on a plantation. It was master, his wife, his kids.
All right.
And maybe some of his friends might have came over sometime. But if it's like 400 of us and only 3 of them,
yeah, but
and we didn't do anything.
No. I don't know about us. I don't know about white people being outnumbered. Because if
I'm talking about on the plantation, not white people being outnumbered in like a community. I'm talking about the plantation itself.
And another thing, we ain't have no weapons. They had.
Bro, I could beat you up. It's 400 of us.
Nah, bro.
If it's 400 of us, you're out of here.
No.
I'm not trying to hear that. So, if you didn't do anything for all of these years while it was so many of y'all and y'all was still there being oppressed, then that was a choice to be there then. Because you could have did like Harriet and said, fuck that, I'm leaving. It's too many of y'all outnumbering them to still be there. That was the point that niggas didn't get. All they heard him say was slavery was a choice. So how they took it was, oh, so what you saying, I wanted to be a slave? No, nobody wants to be a fucking slave.
But but here's the thing, and let me be clear, because I don't want people to get mad at me. I'm just saying, like, so it's kind of a choice, but here's the thing. It's almost like saying, do what you're told, or you can get whipped. Now, I would rather, yo, dog, you locked this nigga out.
I was telling him that I was trying to tell him to come in.
Yo, come on. You gonna lock the nigga out, yo. I'm looking like, yo, what's that scratching and shit? And then I ain't seen the nigga in a while. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
So it's kind of like this. And no disrespect. It's kind of like a woman, right? Who's in an abusive relationship with this guy. Everybody knows that he's crazy. She should leave him. She should do all this. But she don't and she won't. It looked crazy. You could just leave.
But she's scared he might beat her up.
But look, she could either
that's just like slavery. You could get whipped. You can get whipped with a whip, tied up. Didn't one of the slaves get his foot cut off?
Yeah, he did. But listen, if she's not chained up in the house, if she's not living in some cage where she physically can't leave, but she's still in this quote unquote relationship with this abusive guy, after a while, and you still doing that, that is a choice. You could have called the cops if you were scared. You could have sought other help. You didn't have to stay with him. I understand you might be afraid of him and he made threats or whatever, but ultimately, he can't do nothing if you walk out. Go to your family crib, because now your family, the ones that care about you, they won't make sure he don't touch you. So if you're trying to protect him, no, don't do nothing to him, it's going to come off like a choice, because why are you there in that? You're choosing to stay in that then.
Yeah, well, I think with the slavery thing, I think the alternative was a lot. I just think so. It's like, yeah, it's a choice, but it's like, do what you're told, and you know, the slave says, I mean, the overseer or whoever, the whatever they are, they tell them do something, pick cotton or something like that. You do that, or you get whipped. Yeah, so it's a choice, but it's like, yeah, it seems like it's obvious. Like I'm gonna do what I'm told because I don't want to get whipped.
You don't want to get whipped. You don't want to die. That's obvious.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some of those things happen to people. They got whipped. They died. Now, what I'm saying is, if they would have gathered together, even if it had to be a couple of casualties, they was getting killed anyway. But if majority can do something about the situation and then get up out of there, and, you know, sorry, some people got fucked up along the way, at least you rose up and you did something. If you never did anything, now it's coming off like you're choosing to be there.
You know what?
It's too many of y'all to be there.
Nah, man. I don't know what you mean, though. They were not outnumbered.
Bro, yes, they was.
Okay. All right. I can't really. I'm not gonna sit and act like I know. So I'm gonna just like I'm not. But yeah, man. That's tough, man. That's a touch because that's the type of thing where I don't really. Sometimes I don't mind offending people, but that one, I don't want to offend people by saying.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
a
want to
choice.
offend nobody either.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's not, like I said, nobody is saying you woke up one day and said, I want to be a slave. No, that's not what it's meant when you say it was a choice. No. It was a choice after you didn't do something when you could have. You stayed there.
Is it a choice? Is it? Let me ask you this. Again, I'm not being funny. Is it a choice to be in jail? Like
It depends on how you're trying to ask me that question.
so the people that's in there, they could find a way to like break out. Is it a choice? Like once you're in there, can you just fight your way out?
That's a little different.
Okay.
That's a little different.
But it's probably a choice.
I'm not gonna say it's not impossible for them to do that,
It's probably not a.
but it's not. It's probably not the smartest thing to do in this time,
Oh yeah.
this day and age.
Oh yeah.
You really caged down, locked down, and
And
they
you're gonna
yeah, it's different now.
you're gonna end up back in there anyway. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got cages and walls. You can't. You know what I mean? It was different if you in the fields, you could just run and hope you don't get caught.
And from what I saw when I watched Harriet, it was mostly like it seemed like it was the South because like when she went to Philly, well, I don't know if it was Philadelphia, but Pennsylvania, there wasn't like the black people weren't slaves there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that was the time of the movie I was watching, like maybe before that. I don't know like how it worked. But when I watched Harriet, she went north. You know what I mean? And then she like was there, and then she was like, "Yo, I'm going to going back down there to free some people." And she was taking trips. She was going back and forth, bringing people. You know what I mean? Spraying them through the Underground Railroad and all that stuff. So, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if you've seen that movie Harriet. I saw it on Netflix. That joint was good. Like so.
Okay.
But yeah,
No, I didn't see it though. I mean, I seen that it was up there,
yeah,
but I didn't I didn't see it. I didn't even see a trailer for it.
yeah. It was. You know what I'm saying? She was like, freedom or what she said? She said free or die, something like that. She said, yeah, it was dope though. But she was a trooper. So, you know what I mean? Like she was some motherfuckers didn't want to go, and she pulled the gun on them like, yo, you going? Like she wasn't playing, yo. I liked her, yo.
Let me see if we got any comments in the chat.
Yeah.
Let me see.
What's that?
This Twitch.
Oh, Twitch. Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
we're streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, that's dope.
Let me see.
Yo.
We don't got nothing in the chat.
And let me ask you this: what? That phone is that the joint that folds, or you? Or
Yeah, yeah. See.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Now, how do I talk to my chat? Because this is on the phone. I haven't. I usually record off my PlayStation. I stream on PlayStation, but now this is like one of the first times that I'm doing it in real life stream. Yeah.
What else, man? That I wanted to talk about? See, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I mean, See, we at 33 minutes right now. I mean, it was another topic I wanted to talk about, but I feel like if I, it will be going on forever with it though. So I mean, I want to.
You can cut it whenever you want to cut it. If you just want to touch base with it, you can cut it whenever you want to cut it. It's up to you. Well, you feel like it's getting too late, or
No, not that it's getting too late. I just don't want the joint going too long because, I don't know. Is this interesting? I don't know if people are gonna sit here and watch for a whole half an hour straight. Like, and then if I start, all right. So now we at 34 minutes. If I get into something else,
but see, this is the thing. You don't know who's gonna watch for 34 minutes or not. But at least you got the footage, and the footage will last forever as long as it's up.
Now, one thing I did notice now, you know, because I'm trying to start this, you know, this channel. I'm trying to build it. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I'm gonna see if I'm interested or not. I feel like I am. You know what I'm saying? And maybe not right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting my feet wet, but you know, when I start doing more, it's gonna get good. But I will say this. This is the one thing that I was thinking about. When I be watching, like, say, like, you know, Drink Champs, and shout out to all the, you know what I'm saying? Because one day I hope to be as big as $1 million worth of game, Drink Champs, my favorite joint, Vlad, you know what I mean? But shout out to all of them. But one thing I noticed, I think, all right, so say when they do a joint, right? And say you look, and that shit like 2-3 hours long. That's what I think might get the views. And I'm going to tell you why it's going to get the spins. Because if you're watching a podcast, right, and that shit long, you're not watching that shit for no 3 hours.
It depends on if you like the people.
No, dog. You're not. First of all, niggas, fucking Titanic was fucking how long? Niggas got tired of. Niggas was falling asleep on that shit.
That's subjective.
Hold on. What I'm saying is if a podcast is 3 hours, you're not gonna watch it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna watch. You're going to get tired. You're going to come back and watch it. Now, if you come back, now say if you break it into half an hour, that's half an hour. That's six. That's 6 views already right there from one person. So my point is, if you make it long and it's interesting, they'll come back and it'll get the spins. You follow?
I see what you're saying, but my opinion of what you just said.
Are you going to sit there and watch a joint for 3 hours?
Listen. I'm about to tell you. You don't know who going to do what. You're telling me what you would do.
I'm not watching. Okay.
You're telling me what you think people would do, and then you're telling me what you're not going to do or what you would do.
And I'm asking you what you would do.
And so what I'm telling you is, I might be one of them ones that come across a podcast that got a host that I actually like, and I'm going to watch his whole podcast.
Straight?
That's just me, though. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Just because you wouldn't do that, don't mean other people wouldn't do that.
I think most people would.
That's what you think. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know.
If y'all leave it in the comments.
Only thing they can leave in the comments is what they would do. You can't talk about what anybody else would do. You're saying, oh, ain't nobody gonna. That's you now talking about.
But I'm asking the people in the comments.
I understand that, but what I'm telling you is, the only thing that they can rationally leave in the comment is what they would personally do, right? They can't speak for nobody else but themselves. That's what I'm saying. And what you just did was trying to speak for other people. You spoke about what you wouldn't do, and then you said, ain't nobody gonna do this. As soon as you say ain't nobody, that's you talking for other people. And I'm saying you don't know what other people gonna do.
Because you can do that. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that's my opinion. You can say you can have your own opinion about a fucking mass shooting in a movie theater. You can say, yo, when the guns start going off, I think most people are gonna sit there. I could say, shit, I think most people are gonna run. Who knows who's right or who's wrong? I'm just saying that's my opinion. I just don't see most people. I mean, there may be some people
that's a different topic, though, in a different scenario.
Of course, it's not. I mean, it's. I'm just making an analogy. I mean, it's not exactly.
That wasn't a good analogy. In this particular scenario, that wasn't a good analogy.
Tell me how not.
Because you talking about a mass shooting and people watching a podcast.
No, you're missing the point of what I'm saying. I'm just saying the point is we have different opinions. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying.
Point.
No, I'm just saying as far as like me and you feeling different. I'm just saying you could feel a certain way. I'm just saying I feel like most people. All right, listen to this. If you took 50 people and said, listen, are you gonna sit there and watch a podcast for 3 hours? I think probably 40 of the people will probably be like, I'm not sitting there watching a podcast for no 3 hours straight. That's just my opinion. I don't think most people would do that. I think they're gonna come back and watch it in increments. That's what they're gonna do. They're not gonna sit there. You said you one of them ones. That's rare. I don't see most people sitting there watching a 3-hour podcast. That's just.
If I ain't got,
I don't care how interesting. This podcast, I said, ooh, this is good. But it's just, I got shit to do. I got to bust a move. I got to go to work. I'm hungry.
So that's what I'm saying. It depends. And we also didn't give context. It depends on the scenario. if it's my day off, I ain't got nothing else to do. I like to do a lot of research. I like to search things and gain knowledge. So if there's a podcast and they're talking about things that I like to learn, when I'm not doing nothing, I would sit there and watch they whole joint.
Oh, okay.
That's just me.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You mind doing me a favor though, since you the host, since you the hospital?
No,
Can you grab my joint out the freezer?
No, you get it.
Me?
Yeah, you put the motherfucker in there.
I'm just being, this year, you know what I mean? I ain't, you feel me?
Shit, the host stays on. The host stays on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. But this is a good time though. I think we might wrap it up though, man.
Wrap it up.
Why, you got what you want? What you got? Something else you want to talk about? Because I mean, like I said, I do got another topic, but I just think it'll if we start talking about what you know what I mean? Because it's actually,
Yeah, you said you wanted to say something. You had another joint that you wanted to say.
but I might want to save it for another show, man.
You want to put it for another show? All right.
Why? What you?
How long do you plan on your shows being? You can't give them an hour. It's only 40 minutes. That's 20 more minutes.
Okay, I could. This motherfucker. See, this is why. Hey, get your ass off of there. I told this motherfucker stop jumping on my goddamn table.
What the fuck is that?
Yo, no, that was funny though. How you gonna buy that joint and leave it? All right, we could bust out an hour. Cause here, this is what I was thinking anyway. The last joint I did the last joint with my brother-in-law. That joint was 20 something minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. And a lot of people watch that one all the way through, but that's not that long. But now here's a good experiment. Like you're right, we busted out for another 20 minutes. It might be my little where I say people are gonna come back, and it might end up getting more spins because are they gonna really sit here and watch the joint for a whole hour? They might be like, I'll watch maybe 20 minutes, watch another 20 minutes, then another 20 minutes.
And then even if they did it like that, then that's still good though.
That's my whole point.
Right.
That's why I was saying.
Because now you're getting more views.
That was the whole point of what I was saying too. Like I
Right.
was saying, and you know what's funny? I just got a notification for something.
That was a Call of Duty.
Yeah, but you know what? I meant to put it on Do Not Disturb just in case, a text or, but it's cool. Nobody's been. So you said 20 more minutes, but what are we gonna? You had something.
You said, so you said whatever you just had, you want to save that for the next. That's what you were saying.
Cause it seemed like it'll, cause it's an interesting one. It seemed like it'll go. All right, so do you have something you want to talk about? If not, then I'll ask you about mine.
Let me see. What could I ask you? Let me see.
I'm an open book.
What could I ask you?